my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. Well, make it make sense, right? That's what's going on around the league. Make it make sense. Well, folks, Jimmy Butler gets traded to the Warriors. Make it make sense. Well, we already made it make sense. We already made sense of it. We're just waiting for the pieces to fall in place, where LeBron goes to the Warriors, and now they have Jimmy Butler. And we said before, either or. We was trying to make sense of it a long time before when the Luka trade happened. We said, okay, this makes zero sense. You know, and look, before we move on to that, let me just say this. I hear people saying that it costs Luka like $100 million, or he can't get a max contract. Well, yeah, you're right about that, but Luka is going to get that money on the back end. He's in Hollywood, so that money that he lost, say if he would have signed in Dallas again, yeah, he would have got the max contract. But guess what? Luka ain't going Hollywood. Luka ain't going Hollywood. That's right. So Luka can make that money back in Hollywood, and then some. So let's don't get it mixed up. You know, people think they know everything out here, and I'm not going to mention any names, but you know, they think they know it all. For some reason, they ride the coattails of the European players, which is fine, Joker and Luka, and they think they know every single thing about the NBA, and it's whatever, man. It gets to be annoying. I'm not going to call out any names, but it gets to be annoying. Oh, Luka was loyal to his organization, and what are you talking about? They gave Luka his money. Luka played in Dallas. This was the trade around the NBA, and to me, I look for AD and Kyrie to dominate. There's no reason in this off-week era that they can't dominate the rest of the season. To me, them making it to the finals last year, it just shows how soft and weak the era really is. You know, I'm not trying to say Kyrie and Luka are bad together, but I don't know, man. It just don't seem like you would put two great point guards together. I mean, I'm not trying to draw this comparison and say it's the same, but you wouldn't put Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson on the same damn team. You wouldn't do that, right? It wouldn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. They do stuff like this in this weak, soft NBA. Like, for what? For what? It doesn't make any sense. They're both shooters. They're both point guards. They both handle the ball. And like I said, they just happened to make it to the finals last year because it's a soft weak era. To me, the next Michael Jordan and Karl Anthony Towns in the Defensive Player of the Year had no business losing to that Mavs team. No way, folks. Are you kidding me? I would have broken up that team last year. I'm not talking about last year when the season ended. Way before that. Before the start of last season. I just don't see, you know, I would have kept Karl Anthony Towns. And look, guys, I mean, people going to say, what? You going to keep Karl Anthony Towns over the next Michael Jordan? Look what this guy's shooting. This guy's shooting like 44%. If the three ain't going down, this dude is garbage. So, yeah, he look what he shoots. He's shooting 44%, and he still made the All-Star team. Like, who the hell shoots 44% in this era? Oh, James Harden. He shoot like 39%. But anyway, let's get back into this. So, we try to make it make sense when the whole Luka trade went down with AD, which I think they're going to dominate. And we might see LeBron James play AD in the playoffs. Oh yeah, they're going to stir that pot real good. It's all about money. It's all about entertainment. It's not really about on-court play anymore. That ain't what this NBA is all about, folks. That stopped when LeBron went to Miami. it was over. Yes, when LeBron went to Miami, it was over. I don't know what else. What else do you want? Real competitive NBA was over. Yep. They didn't know what to do. They had their board meeting. LeBron came in there crying, I just can't do it, man. I just can't be a leader, man. I don't know how Kobe went back to back and I was the best. I had the best team in the league, man. The number one seed overall in the playoffs, man. The Orlando Magic, man. They beat the old mighty Boston Celtics, man. I just couldn't do it, man. I just can't do it, man. I'm going to Miami with Wade, man. He already won a championship, man. And, you know, I'm not playing Kobe in the finals by myself, man. My career would be over. No GOAT debate, man. I can't do it, man. You know, all I can do is dunks and layups, man. I'm a one-trick pony, man. I get to the finals and Kobe gonna destroy me, man. You guys heard what I've been saying all through the 2000s, man. Kobe is just better than me, man. Kobe is the best player in the league, man. You heard me, man, because of his offense, his defense, and his leadership, man, and his hard work, man. You guys know I ain't on that level, man. I need help. Yep. That's when he went to Miami, folks. The league, NBA as we know it, was over. And that's where it started. You know? And we talked about before, everybody's got to play as super teams for him to even win. And his super teams still get beat. That's what's so crazy. So let's go to this not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant might be moved around too. But to me, what's going to make sense is LeBron going to the Warriors. You know, this whole thing with Jimmy Butler refusing to go over there to San Francisco, go to the Warriors. I mean, what is that? You know, all he was doing was clapping back because Curry said he didn't want him over there. And what kind of sense does that make? Well, if you think about it, here's what you got. Well, you got Draymond Green over there, right? So Draymond Green is the zesty leader of that team. So he was like, no, it can only be one zesty dude at a high level on this team. I'm Mr. Zesty. Nobody's going to out-zest me. So that's probably why Curry turned down that help early in the year. Remember, they were doing they were doing a little after game or whatever like that. The Warriors just got blown off the floor. And Curry was like, you know, they asked him about, it was some other players too, but I think Jimmy Butler came up and he was like, no, he didn't want a guy like Jimmy Butler or Zion Williams, you know, so he kind of like was like, no, I don't want to play with those guys. So you heard the other day, Jimmy Butler basically said, no, I don't want to go to San Francisco. Yeah, you do. You're in the second zestiest city in the world, right? Miami. And you have a chance to go to the number one zesty city in the world. The number one, San Francisco. You think he want to turn that down, folks? Nope. But his feelings got hurt when Curry said he don't want to play with him. And I think he said that because Draymond Green is the zesty leader on that team, right? But Curry really does want help. But he was saying that for Draymond Green. Now, we'll see what happens to Draymond Green, as I think he's on his way out. It really won't make no sense in a way because you wouldn't have no damn defense. Well, Jimmy Butler plays defense. I'm not going to say that. But you just don't. If you have three superstars, you really don't need defense. Look what happened for LeBron James, right? He went around trading defense for offense with his super team. So the only year he didn't do that, in my book, is when he went to LA and he was loaded, right? He had AD, he had Howard, he had JaVale McGee, he had Rondo, he had Bradley. I'm talking about that team was loaded, folks. Loaded. Go back and look at it. That team was loaded with defense. So here's the skinny about the whole thing. We talked before when the Luka trade happened, and everybody was scratching their head. Man, I don't know what's going on, man. And this, that, and this, and this. Because nobody really want to tell the future about what makes sense, what's going to happen, because it will spoil it for everybody, right? The NBA is going to be, keeping people on their heels about this. And to me, I think the big trade with LeBron James is going to happen either Saturday before the Super Bowl or on Super Bowl Sunday. They want to make it about them, the NBA, especially LeBron James. This is all they got, folks. Nobody watches this trash. Nobody's going to turn on the damn TV and say, oh, yeah, I can't wait, man. You turn on the TV, these guys start to play what you call basketball. We don't know what the hell it is that they play these days. So they play this new version of basketball, this AAU game. And you don't want to watch it. There's nothing to watch. Dudes sitting around on the three-point line doing nothing, waiting for a ball to come to them. Dudes are built like, what we would see in the 80s and 90s. These NBA players are built like high school players. Yes, they're built like our, high school basketball players back in the 80s and 90s. These guys are. Oh boy. These guys will be like, I don't really know what they will be compared to the guys in the 80s and 90s. I'm not even going to keep. So, LeBron James will go to the Warriors because the whole Jimmy Butler trade makes 0 sense. It makes no sense. So you will see LeBron James go to the Warriors. Did I say the Lakers a minute ago? He's going to go to the Warriors, and boom, you got your super team. And what will be said is, man, LeBron James on another super team, man. And then his detractors will wait. What do you mean a super team? LeBron James is 40 years old. Curry is way out of his prime. What do you mean super team? Yep, they'll get away with that, folks. They will get away with that. So we'll see what happens. To me, I thought what would make sense would be Joel Embiid coming over there to the Warriors. Because now, if LeBron James does go to the Warriors, what happens when they retire, folks? What do you got left? I don't know. When those guys retire, what do you have left? At least you got Luka left. If LeBron gets traded, or for some dumb reason, LeBron James would actually stay in LA, at least you still would have Luka when LeBron retires, right? So, yeah, no, I'm not buying this with the whole, like I said, the Kyrie Irving and the AD trade is some kind of bad trade. Dude, it's not. They can play in this era forever. This ain't like you trading an all-time great player that plays in the 80s and 90s, right? It's not like that, folks. These guys don't have to do nothing but run up and down the court. They don't have to grind. They can sit out. They can load manage, all this stuff. So I'm not buying it. To me, I have them number one in the East. I mean, in the West. I just do. If we go back and look at it, yes, OKC is great. OKC is great. But we got to remember what happened in the in-season tournament. Oh, yep. The Bucks gave them problems. Why? Because the Bucks size. The Bucks had size. That's about it, folks. They were kind of like dumbfounded in that in-season tournament championship game. Like, they didn't know what to do. So, to me, now, AD, he don't have to put up with the LeBron-ish, right? He doesn't have to let LeBron James get his rebounds. He doesn't have to defer on offense to LeBron James. And he doesn't have to play LeBron James defense. You have guys on that Mavs team that will play their own defense. You have guys on that Mavs team that will get their own offense organically. We saw what AD was doing in the beginning of the season when it was like, go ahead and get it, boy. Right? We seen what he was doing. He was a monster. Right? You're grabbing like 12 rebounds, 13, 14, while giving you like 2 blocks and putting up like 40 points, 35 points. He was a beast. And then LeBron said, hey, boy, I got to get mine. I got to get mine. So that's what happened. I got to get mine, and you better play my defense. Yep. That's what happened, folks. So he's not going to have to do, the dumb stuff when he's playing in Dallas. So I look for him to have a monster rest of the season. We're going to see what Kyrie is going to do now. And, nobody's going to be able to stop him. He's going to be able to feed AD. There was nobody there to feed AD as a point guard. That would have been good, too, to have Luka and AD. That would have been good, too. But, I think Kyrie, he's more unselfish than Luka. So it would be a better fit what they got now. Just the overall team. The Mavs looked like they were clicking without Luka in a lot of those games. And that's just the way it is, folks. I see the Mavs just beasting it up the rest of the season. There's really no great teams in the NBA. Maybe, good. It looks like OKC, if they continue, they can be great. So that's just how it is. You're going to need a real squad if you're going to beat, teams like the Celtics, OKC. Who is this? The Bucks. They can be pretty good. So, and then it wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers don't pull this off until, after the All-Star break, then wanting, LeBron James, playing in the All-Star game as a Laker. Don't be surprised if they just wait. So, that can happen. But who knows? Who knows, folks? To me, that would be, something that I would be looking at so they can get more shine. For them to do it this weekend around the Super Bowl. That's the only way they can, measure up to the NFL. Doing something like that. LeBron James going to the Warriors. That'll be talked at nauseum. It would be kind of bad too. I don't know. Because who the hell is going to be working this weekend to really, give you those storylines at ESPN? But, if they pre-plan it, what I'm saying? It really don't matter. These dudes will, they can do an interview from anywhere now. They don't have to be in Bristol. They don't have to be at ESPN or none of that stuff, especially if it's already set up, But to me, that would be the big talk. In a way, I really don't know if you would want to do it Sunday. I don't know. I guess if you want to piss on the NFL. The NFL did piss on them by putting on Christmas games? The NFL pissed on the NBA. Well, they've been doing that for 3 years, putting on NFL games on Christmas, on the NBA day. So it might happen. It might happen. You could do it Friday night, and then people be talking about it on Saturday. It could be the talk of the town the whole Saturday. Boy, but if they did that thing on Super Bowl Sunday, that would be crazy. Well, if they did something like, you did it Saturday night, so people would more likely be talking about it on Super Bowl Sunday. Wow. That would be nuts. That would be nuts. But this whole Jimmy Butler thing, experiment, him going over there to the Warriors by himself, it doesn't make sense. And for you to keep him playing with the Warriors, all the way until What, All-Star break? When is All-Star break? Ain't it like February 28th? Something like that? What is that, like 2 weeks away or something like that? I don't know, man. You see how that team playing now, right? The Lakers, they played against the Clippers. I tell you, you got a whole bunch of hustle guys on that team. Yep. And I told you, I said there's no reason why this team or LA team, since LeBron been there, could be top 5 in the NBA. No bullish. You see who is always top 5. Is that impressive? No, I've never been impressed by that top 5 in the West since 2020. Really? Say what you want. I'm not that impressed. You can go back to 2020. What I'm trying to say is, if they would be top 5 in the West, what it would take is not the hustle that they already had on that team for years, or the offense that they've been having on that team for years, but defense. And we're not talking about elite defense. Elite defense in this era? Really? You got to be kidding me. We're talking about defensive effort on a nightly basis. That's all we're talking about. We ain't talking about 90s defense, 80s defense. No. We're talking about a consistent defensive effort on a nightly basis. And they could be top, they should have been top 5 every damn season. It's that easy, folks. The problem is, like I keep trying to tell you, those guys on LeBron James' team every single year since 2020 or 2019 could have been top 5 in the West, but he don't want to play defense consistently on a nightly basis. Because if he does, guess what happens? We would guess his scoring will go down to, since he's been there, no doubt, 20 points per game. 20 points per game. Right? So as long as he was Hollywood, he got his stats. That's all that counted, folks. He ain't going to be able to get those 7 assists, 7 rebounds if he was playing defense consistently every single night since he went to LA. No damn way. And again, we're not talking about 80s, 90s defense or early 2000s. We're just talking about a consistent defensive effort. That's it, folks. Ooh. But yeah, LeBron, they were told in LA, the teammates, don't try it. Nope, don't you even try it. Don't you better not give that consistent defensive effort, or you're gonna expose LeBron James. Yep, that's how it's going down, folks. That's how it always went down on his team. Everybody's a scapegoat because his stats don't produce a defensive effort for the team. So you guys tell me what you think. I wouldn't be surprised if this trade comes tomorrow. You know, to me, because it was tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow, today. Today's Thursday. This week, period. They just can't have Jimmy Butler and Curry out there playing by themselves for too long. Not that they're trash. You just want to get this thing on and popping. All these guys playing together. Or something like this. And again, it will make no other sense for any other players to be coming over here now. Not a Joel Embiid, not a Zion to go to Golden State or go to LA. It doesn't make any sense now. So we'll see what happens. Now I look for LeBron James to come over to the Warriors, and I don't know who they got to trade. People ask me, "Oh, what the Lakers got?" It don't matter, folks. This is the NBA. They're gonna make it happen some way, somehow. They're gonna make it happen. For them three to play together, they're gonna get rid of that whole team. So they don't care about nothing, man. The NBA don't care nothing. All for them is lights, camera, action. It's not about competitiveness, doing it the right way, or not having a super team or something like that. This is what's gonna happen, folks. I'll be shocked if anything else happens. If a Kevin Durant comes over there, they already did that. Curry and Durant. I heard he turned that down, but Butler just turned the Curry thing down. So who the hell knows? We'll see what happens, folks. Tell me what you think.